Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 112.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released March 19th, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 26. Finn and Jake have always been best buds. They're always together. It's just something best buds do. But what happens when these two friends get separated on a crazy adventure with twists and turns? Will our pals be able to find each other again, or is this just part of growing up? Next, we have Curse number 3 of 4. The cold vice grip of death looms, but is it captor or captive feeling its steel jaws tighten? For Lainey Griffin, the world is a ticking time bomb, is the night of the full moon, and Anton's transformation draws nearer. With little room for error, Lainey begins to lose his grip, and a startling revelation regarding his past threatens everything he holds dear. We've also got Loki, Ragnarok and Roll number 2 of 4. What happens when Loki goes from Norse god to rock god? Sex, fame, power. Loki becomes the world's biggest rock star and gains a legion of devout worshippers. It's a new experience for Loki. He likes it. The other gods, they don't like it so much, as Loki soon learns. And we've got Rush, Clockwork Angels number 1 of 6. Why we love it? Rush's Clockwork Angels is a testament to the band's creative versatility, successful as a concept album, novel, and international tour. Now Rush's drummer and lyricist Neil Peart and New York Times bestselling author Kevin J. Anderson are bringing the story of Clockwork Angels to comics, where newcomer artist Nick Robles will bring the journey of Owen Hardy to visual life. Why you'll love it? Die-hard Rush fans have longed for Peart's narrative songwriting to be adapted into comic book form for decades, but fans of steampunk fantasy will enjoy journeying into the world of Albion thanks to Anderson's skilled storytelling. What it's about? Owen Hardy, like all the people of Albion, has lived his whole life under the rule of the Watchmaker. His entire life has been planned down to the exact second. But what happens when a young boy decides that things should not always go as planned? From Dark Horse Comics, we've got B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth number 117. A defiant Iosif launches a full-scale assault against the Zinco Tower, confident that his troops can make short work of the monster security. Meanwhile, Liz goes after the Black Flame. Unfortunately for her, the Flame knows it was Liz who killed him, and this time he's the one in control. Next, we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 10, number 1. New season, new rules. The age-old battle of Slayer versus vampires is the focus of Buffy's life once again. It's downright nostalgic. But with all the toying with magic she's done lately, this girl should know it's time for another game change, shouldn't she? We've also got Dark Horse Presents number 34. Dennis Culver delivers Seaside Hijinks in Davy Jones and the Mystery of the Monocle Men. Justin Naklin and Nicholas Daniel Selma's Shoot First is back in action against secular thieves. Kel McDonald takes you on a balloon ride in Across the Channel, and Mike Barron and Steve Rude complete their long-running Nexus story, Into the Past. Plus new installments of Cruel Biology, Mr. X, Integer City, The Deleted, Miss Cranborn, and Mr. Monster. We've also got Skyman number 3 of 4. After a violent clash with his handlers, Skyman's at odds with the agents of the program that created him, and now he needs to fight his way out of dangerous airspace into friendlier skies before things get worse. Knowing he can't fly solo, the new hero seeks an alliance with a fellow patriot, but will he be greeted as friend or foe? We've also got Star Wars Darth Vader and the Cry of the Shadows number 4 of 5. Fighting at the side of Darth Vader in an air attack against a group of inspired, cause-driven separatists, Stormtrooper Hawk is an opportunity to show his value. When he's captured, learning of the enemy's cause and who they're working with only reinforces Hawk's belief in the Galactic Empire. Next, we have Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Force Wars number 5 of 5. The alien Rakata are on the brink of opening of the Infinite Gate, ready to unleash the Empire on the unsuspecting galaxy. The Jedi must win this battle, even if it means the end of their order. But how can they attain victory when their greatest hero has joined the enemy? We've also got The Strain, The Fall number 9. As the master plan to cover the world in eternal darkness is coming to fruition, Abraham Satrakian launches a desperate attack on his oldest enemy. The lives of our characters and the landscape of the world will never be the same. The Fall concludes. Next, we have Terminator, Enemy of My Enemy, number 2 of 6. Biotechnician Elise Fong is destined to discover a vital weapon against the Terminators, and Skynet has no intention of waiting until she does. Targeted for actions in her future, Fong's only hope in the present is the ex-CIA operative tasked with kidnapping her. But can even CIA training stop at T-800? We've also got White Suits, number 2 of 4. The White Suits, scourges of Russia's underworld, have declared war on New York's organized crime. but NYC's crime overlords have their own army of Russian mercenaries hunting the suits, with FBI agent Sarah Anderson and former suit known as Prizak certain to be caught in the crossfire. And we've got Witcher number 1 of 5. Traveling near the edge of the Black Forest, monster hunter Geralt meets a widowed fisherman whose dead and murderous wife resides in an eerie mansion known as the House of Glass, which seems to have endless rooms, nothing to fill them with, and horror around every corner. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Badass number 3 of 4. Dead End has finally reached his namesake. There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, especially once the Black Snake gets on his trails. As a wealthy vigilante, the Black Snake feels that it's his job to bring the deviously cunning Dead End to justice, but Dead End won't go easy. After some shocking revelations into his origin story, it becomes clear that Dead End is no run-of-the-mill villain. He's a tried-and-true psychopath with sharp wit in place of emotions. Next, we have Battlestar Galactica number 9. The terrifying story arc concludes. The Galactica has led the fleet into an uncharted storm zone to escape the Cylons and encountered a vast and mysterious artifact. What is its purpose and what part will it play in the fate of the human race? And what happens if the Cylons get to it first? The final secrets are revealed in the last part of Dreams of the 13th. We've also got Grimm number 11. The labors of Grimm continue. As Silvo's poison brings Nick closer to death, the gang is forced to face off against a pure-blood Hydra Wesson. Meanwhile, the true motive behind Silvo's labors comes into focus as a new villain presents itself. Next, we have Legendary, a steampunk adventure number 3 of 7. Fleeing the big city, Magnus Spadarosa boards the Victory, a magnificent commercial airship under the command of Captain Victory himself, with the intent of journeying to the great city of Landing. However, her plans quickly grow awry as she learns that the assassins after her have also found passage, along with beasts unlike any she's ever known. And who is the $6,000 man? We've also got Shadow number 23. The search for the secret of the Girasol is finally nearing its end, and the trail has led the Shadow from the jungles of Guatemala back home to the concrete canyons of New York City. But is he prepared for the answers that he'll find? And we have Spider number 18, final issue. It's the series finale, and Wentworth must take on the greatest threat to New York, Wentworth Industries. With his back to the wall, his family business in criminal hands, and his allies gone, the Spider's never been more desperate or more dangerous. This is the thrilling, exploding, guns-a-blazing series conclusion that will change the character forever. From IDW Publishing, we've got G.I.Joe number 14, Siren's Song. The G.I. Joe team goes toe-to-toe with Cobra's newest agent. Siren knows all of Cobra's secrets, and with the eyes of the world on Duke and the squad, how would they break her spell? Next, we have Illegitimates number 4 of 6. The Illegitimates go tropical as Danacor's deadly plan begins to unfold. But can these 5 newbies bring down the man who murdered their father before it's too late? Meanwhile, what is orbiting the Earth, and what do the Illegitimates' mothers have to do with it? The adventure continues in this 4th chapter of the Illegitimates' inaugural mission. We've also got Magic the Gathering Theros number 5 of 5. A new threat stalks the nightmares of the people of Theros, and it's up to Dak Vaden to figure out a way to stop this new enemy. But will Dak's own dreams be overtaken before he can confront this threat? Perhaps he will have to seek help from the gods of Theros before he can stop Ashiok, the Nightmare Weaver. Next, we have Maxx Maxximized number 5. After laying on the couch and feeling sorry for himself, being spied upon by some Max plunges down the proverbial rabbit hole and encounters the Cap'n in the Hat. Tries to save a fish, spills some beans, discovers a little girl who's a developmentally stunted version of the Jungle Queen, then struggles to make sense of it all, and finding himself on Julie's couch again. We've also got My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 17, Reflections Part 1. The start of this epic 4-part story will see the ponies travel to a new world in desperate need of aid. That is, if they can discover the secret spells of Star Swirl the Bearded. Secret traps and magical danger are only the first steps in the ponies' greatest adventure yet. Next, we have Other Dead number 6 of 6. Tommy, Az, the President, and the other survivors are stranded amidst the most nightmarish menagerie of zombie animals imaginable. All-star creators Kevin Eastman of TMNT, Joshua Ortega of Gears of War, and Digger T. Meisch of Agent 88 join up with rising star Qing Ping Mui for the action-packed conclusion of the year's most talked about and critically acclaimed new horror series. We've also got Popeye Classics number 20, featuring a grand western tale, the kind Popeye fans love, and the genius Bud Sangendorf does his own thing in a non-Popeye comic featuring a rousing kid character Bud created named Sherman. Plus more entertaining Golden Age goodness. Next, we have Samurai Jack number 6. In this issue, fans demanded it, and IDW delivers the return of the Scotsman. The humongous Highland hooligan and the stoical stalwart samurai team up once again. This time, they battle against a bizarre mystic creature that, okay, that's part of the secret, but trust us, it's a doozy. We've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Utrom Empire number 3 of 3. Baxter's Gambit reaches its endgame, but Fugitoid has some tricks up his sleeve. With the fate of the Ultron race in his hands, whom will the robot scientist end up saving? The dramatic past of the Ultroms will have dire consequences in the present day. We've also got Transformers Regeneration 1 number 100. The greatest enemy, the greatest challenge shall come from within, and there will be an ending. This is it, the battle the Transformers must win, and yet dare not. The original and founding Transformers comic comes to an epic and giant-sized conclusion with all-out battle on Cybertron. Or should that be Cybertrons? Shocks, surprises, guest stars, and more. And we have Transformers Robots in Disguise number 27, Dark Cybertron part 11 of 12, Death of a Hero, Bumblebee, Rodimus, Ultra Magnus, Prowl. One will fall in final battle with Shockwave. This one is for all the marbles, folks. It just doesn't get any bigger than this. From Image Comics, we've got A Voice in the Dark number 5, Killing Game Part 3. With the fallout of the sorority party piling up all around her, will Zoe finally give in to her urges and start planning for murder? Written and drawn by Mouth by disabled creator Laramie Taylor. Next, we have Aphrodite 9 number 9, Dangers of the Desolate Zone. The 9th issue of Aphrodite 9 finally reveals what the numbering system really means. Plus, Aphrodite 15's design and build reveals more about Aphrodite 9's future and her past than she could ever anticipate. We've also got 5 Ghosts number 10, Lost Coastlines Part 4, The Island of Dreams. Next, we have Fuse number 2, The Russia Shift Part 2, 2 dead cablers, 2 MCPD murder pleas. One of them is an FGU. One Vic leads to Midway City Hall. The other leads under the cables of Solar One. The LT is furious. ISEEC won't help them, but the ME can. Someone want to run that by me again, in English? We've also got Ghosted number 8. In the jungles of Mexico, the Brotherhood of the Closed Books ply their supernatural trade and give Jackson T. Winters and his associates very real reasons to be afraid of the dark. Next, we have Lazarus number 7, Lift Part 3. Forever's investigation into the theft of Carlisle's material leads to an alarming discovery and a new insight into the Freeman resistance. The Barretts continue making their way to Denver and pay a terrible toll. We've also got Noah hardcover from acclaimed filmmaker Darren Aronofsky, Black Swan and the Wrestler, and artist Nico Henriken of Pride of Baghdad. Noah is a fresh take on a biblical epic for the 21st century. A fantastical world is about to be destroyed and one man is chosen to start a new one. As wicked forces try to take his ark, Noah must hold his family together while they watch the annihilation of all they know. Infusing the book of Genesis with fantasy and science fiction, Noah both reinvents the elements of the flood story everyone knows and simultaneously takes the reader beyond them and into the unexpected. We also have Prophet number 43. Batman Death by Design artist Dave Taylor draws Prophet. On Empire Red, Mother is sent to investigate a fallen prophet arc. Next we have Rocket Girl number 4, Nowhere Fast. The book everyone is talking about has plenty more surprises locked, loaded, and ready to shoot you in the face. It's all-out action in this issue with a rocket chase through the graffiti-littered subway tunnels of NYC. DeYoung is stuck in the 80s with only her jetpack and wits to help the teenager crack a time-spanning conspiracy. Rocket Girl will get the who, what, where, when, and why, and deliver the wham. We've also got Sex Criminals number 5. The best part of a new relationship is the first 3 weeks, right? The rush of the new, the gravitational pull of the sudden otherness in your life, the almost illicit change of nothing else mattering, and then it's time to pay the bills. Well, the honeymoon is over for the Sex Criminals. Can John and Susie survive John and Susie? Next we have Sovereign number 1, an epic fantasy in the tradition of Game of Thrones. Sovereign is set in a world which once knew gods, demons, and magic, and to which all three are returning. New York Times bestselling author Chris Robertson joins artist Paul Mayberry to tell a story of masked undertakers facing the undead with swords, of civil war and cultures in collision, of ancient threats emerging from ashes of history to menace the future. We've also got 10 Grand number 8. Joe Fitzgerald enters hell to find out what happened to Laura, the greatest love he has ever known. At last he has found her, only to be captured by the same man who killed both of them and seized Laura's spirit from deep inside heaven. It's the beginning of a confrontation Joe has been fighting to make happen ever since the Angel put him on this mission, but nothing's going his way. If Joe dies this time, it's permanent, and he and Laura will be trapped in hell forever. We've also got Undertow number 2 of 6, a sea locust, 30 feet of armored spines, claws that strike at the speed of sound, and it's exploding Ukinu Alal's team by the second. They're talking mutiny on the Deliverer, and Bao Zakia is the only one standing between them and the Uruku's sword. And we've got Zero number 6, the large hardened collider, Edward Zero's newly gained knowledge, a man with a plan to end the universe so a better one can be born. They all connect here. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Harbinger Bleeding Monk number 0, 2014. What has become of the Bleeding Monk? The Bleeding Monk, formerly Toyo Harada's right hand, has been missing for over a year. Now the original creative team of Joshua Dysart and Carrie Evans are journeying into the darkest corners of the Harbinger Foundation to reveal the true whereabouts of Harada's cryptic advisor and uncover the first of many secret revelations to come. Next we have Shadow Man number 16. A great and terrible Loa of the Vodan pantheon is at large in the world of men, and its name is Shadow Man. The only way to contain it, kill the man who houses the Shadow, Jack Boniface, an innocent, cursed with the possession and gift of a tremendous power he doesn't yet understand. But a force of nature known only as Tremble is spreading terror through the city of New Orleans. Turning Shadow Man loose on his ancient rival, the God of Fear, is either humanity's best option or impending disaster. And we have Exo Manowar number 23 with the solicit simply Classified. Out in trades this week, we've got Saga Volume 3 trade paperback. The Eisner, Harvey, and Hugo award-winning phenomenon continues as new parents Marco and Alana travel to an alien world to visit their hero while the family's pursuers finally close in on their targets. Collect Saga number 13 through 18. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week, with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.